Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. I hope that you're enjoying the series. I'll put the link in the description below to the entire series if you'd like to catch up on any videos that you missed or start from the beginning. Enjoy. All right, folks, we're about 15 minutes before market close on Thursday, August 26th. We're going to take our daily look at SoFi. SoFi batting itself between these supply and demand zones that we have plotted at the moment. This is on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. This was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today, as we're coming back down closer to this 1411 zone, as you would have heard if you watched yesterday's video and also Tuesday's video, when I took on additional SoFi positions, I had mentioned there that if it comes down and tests this 1411 for my shorter term swing trade positions, I'm happy to let it test that 1411 and bounce off of it. If it flips that to resistance, my plan, at the moment at least, is to go ahead and close those positions and look for a better entry point for a swing trade. Now, that's obviously different from the leap position and the longer term positions that I have in SoFi, but I like to be able to play both long and short term just for my own edification, if nothing else. Now, one thing that I did notice here that I think it's worth at least watching is if it does come in to fill this gap, and this would also give us a good data point on whether or not SoFi over the course of time is going to be a gap filler. If you've never seen my take on that, I used to talk about it a lot with Mara, but in my opinion, stocks are often gap fillers or they are not. To me, there's no pure standardization of yes or no. To me, it's a ticker by ticker situation. And now that SoFi is SoFi and not IPOE, I think it's worth tracking these things and seeing if we can expect it to fill gaps more often than not or not. And this would bring this down to about, what do we have here? About 14.15. So a little bit further than where we are now, and it didn't quite stretch down there today. So it started to fill the gap, but it didn't run all the way through at the moment. And as you see, also of interest, as the price continued to come down and make these sort of series of lower highs, as well as kind of stagnate here, the MACD has continued to rise. The order flow has continued to keep pretty good pace with, the inflow has continued to keep pretty good pace with the outflow. And that to me could indicate that there's some buys that are going to be triggered in the near future, which would lead us into tomorrow, obviously, at this point. But I'll be keeping an eye on that based on this order flow distribution, as well as this MACD working essentially against the current of the price action. Now on this 5-minute chart, you see MACD continuing to move up, like I said, but it's establishing over the 20 MA at the moment, fighting with the 50 to see if it can establish there as well. Now the next big thing to look for in a bullish situation would be if the 20 can cross above the 50. I don't know if it can, I don't know if it will, but if it does, that would be an additional elevating factor. And like anything else, these are just best guess scenarios. So you take into consideration all the different factors and make an educated guess on where the price could be going based on those factors. But it can always move against you. Nothing is 100% guaranteed, of course. So just keep that in mind. Elevating factors, but nothing is the be all end all. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in the meantime. Now, if we zoom back out on the daily, what we have been looking at. And today we're putting in a red volume of about 15.5 million. Our green volume has been a little bit lesser than that. It's been in the 13 million. So some additional pressure coming in on the sell side. But we'll just have to see. You would have seen on the order flow here, we do have some large scale orders coming back. So it's nice to see now 4 of 5 days have more large inflow than outflow. And also that this large inflow today is picking up from the last 2 days. Obviously yesterday was red, but the day before that was just a small 1.48 million US dollars. I don't know why I say US dollars, just I see it up there. And today it's definitely over double that. So potentially some good signs there as we look for that institutional buying pressure to continue to buoy the stock and or at least stabilize it as we work through this really painful sell-off that has been happening since that first big lockup expired. So nothing more to say for this one at the moment. Obviously, this puts this bullish crossover, it at least delays it, if not prevents it. We'll have to see if it prevents it and then the MACD moves down further, or if it just sort of delays it and there's a bullish cross coming. I don't know, but we'll see what happens in real time, of course. And for the time being, like I said, it's batting itself around between that 1411 and 1502 zone to the downside. If it can't bounce off the 1411, I would look for it to establish that as resistance like we saw here. And if it can't hold that, then 1305 is my next level down. Again, educated guess. No one has a crystal ball, but you do your best with the tools that you have. 1502, if it's able to run back up toward 1502 and establish support over there, which it made attempts here, as you see, and you saw it on the 5-minute chart from yesterday as well. It wasn't able to hold that support, but if it does, that to me could unlock a run toward testing 1629 at some point. I don't know how long it would sort of like fiddle around at that level before it would make that run, but we could also be fighting with and or gaining support over the 20 MA at that same point in time, which would be an additional elevating factor if it can develop support over it. So that's what we have on the chart side of things. We flip over to the data. I thought it would be worth, since it is Thursday, and last week we took a look at Max Payne, SoFi, nope, not the warrants, SoFi, there we go. All right, so Max Payne still sitting at $15. Still, I didn't show this in the video, but I had checked this yesterday and or the day before, and it was 15 then as well. So the degree to which this is going to move up tomorrow, just to sort of meet as close to it. Holy cow! All of the brain's cells are melting. But the degree to which this moves up tomorrow to try to reach that $15 Max Payne point, then we'll be looking for that. I don't know if it will, but these are data points that we're collecting as we go along, and we're able to do it in real time and just sort of create a record here as we go. So let's see what happens tomorrow if that Max Payne comes true or not. The market makers seem to pin it to that level. SoFi, as you see here, I'm still waiting for more analysts to come in. That'll be part of the next weird world as long as I can get that together. It's taking longer than I would have liked, but so it goes. Today, short interest continuing to peel down. We saw it coming, taking a step back yesterday when it broke below 10%, so that's a good sign. This to me an additionally good sign. So even though we're having a red day today, it's not being piled on by short sellers and then turning it into an even larger red day. And so these are good signs to me. I would be more than happy to have the short sellers just stay out of it for the time being. And for me, if it's around 8%, that's, again, my threshold to start raising the alarm bells is above 10. And then I start to get a bit concerned as we get over 15 and approach that 20% mark. That gets to be a lot of selling pressure and price distortion in the public-facing marketplace. So glad to see that. But that's where things sit at the moment. Hopefully the short sellers will stay away, but we'll keep an eye on it regardless. $15 Max Payne as it stands at the moment. And right now holding between the supply and demand zones that we had charted several days back and waiting to see if this bullish crossover is going to happen or if it's going to sort of get thwarted and get pushed down further at the moment. All right, folks, so I hope that you are having a good trading week, and I hope you're able to finish it strong tomorrow. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.